Guess this is video part 2. My brother and sister came in the room. I really apologize about that, and they just caused a huge distraction like they usually do, and they have no care whatsoever about what I'm doing. So really sorry about that. I was talking about the overt message of the author, which, you know, in this broken world of lots of evil and everybody's pretty much dead, or at least all the people that seem to have be remaining and still living and walk the earth, but the boy represents the goodness in humankind that still exists even in our darkest hour, or at least the positive side of a situation. But again, like I said, that is the author's overt message. The covert message follows the boy and his father, and how the father teaches the boy to always be positive and always look for the best in situations, and just to completely have faith in whatever he does, and that he works towards it with all of his heart. But the way the father works is they start out, and the boy really hasn't experienced much. Like I said, he hasn't really seen the evils of the world or anything, but as they progress, they come upon all sorts of just absolute horrors and atrocities, and pretty much the boy's reaction is very apparent as still being a very ethical and positive one, but you know, he begins to lose his innocence. And so at the end of the book, the father does die, and that represents, because the boy is at a point where he seems to be mature enough to handle himself in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's the way his father feels too. So the book represents the parent's role in influencing the characteristics and just overall mentality of their children, in aiding them in their loss of innocence and becoming adults and stuff. The author's argument is really just put out there in the emotion of the boy and the diction that he uses, and again, like I said, the sentence structure. But I mean, he has a heavy influence or heavy usage of ethos and pathos as far as rhetorical modes, and they're completely present in the boy's opinions, or at least the boy's reaction to certain situations that he's put in, and that's where the argument really develops at its fullest. The diction is extremely strong, very symbolic, and it makes up for the lack of long sentences or complex sentences. And there's fewer words, but the words definitely each weigh very heavily on you. They make a huge impact as far as the author's argument in the book. The argument, in my opinion, is also a very, very, very valuable and valid argument, because it's one that we all experience. We all have that father figure, or even just a parent figure in general, and we all go through that loss of innocence at some point in our life, and it's just important to realize the parental influence on that, and that it's just part of who we are as people, and everybody experiences it, so it's obviously valid, and it obviously has value, because if everybody experiences it, then then it's very important to make the most of it, and also to teach your children one of these days to, you know, examine the good in everything. It's kind of like, it's a mixture of the two arguments, overt and the covert. Yeah, really sorry if this is getting worried, and it's probably longer than 3 minutes, because this video is 3 minutes alone. I hope that I've covered all of that. If I haven't, I'll send pictures of the paper, and the paper is supposed to cover everything else. It is one page front and back, and I know that's what you wanted. Sorry for the confusion and interruption with my brother and sister. I really apologize for that again. It's not my fault. Yeah, that's it. Objects the beach. The beach symbolizes the end point. Hope I got that across. Not sure if I did or not. I forgot. One more nice view. Goodbye.